Hey everybody, Kate wanted me to do a quick coaching video on getting people onto the phone for a three-way call. And I think when people, oh my God, when people you send a video to, don't let you follow up with them basically. And so you can never get them on the three-way. And then there's also the scheduled three-way where they don't answer when they're supposed to. So let me try to address this hopefully as quickly as I can. People make decisions based on emotions, either good or bad, basically. And so when you understand what makes somebody do something, or you try to understand, you think about it a little bit more, this is all going to get easier. But my first piece of advice is just, you got to figure it out. I mean, you have to figure it out. If it's not working, you're not doing something right, try something else. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's what you're saying. Maybe it's how you're saying it. Maybe you're not being passionate enough, exciting enough, convincing enough to get on the phone with you. So because people make decisions based on emotion, they're either going to get on the phone with you because they liked what they saw and you have influence and they want to know more and they want to be a part of it, or they liked what they saw. Maybe you don't have influence, but you know people who do. And so it's all in how you position it, but you need to take into account, do you have influence over this person or not? And you might have heard the scales of influence talked about before, but we're all fives. That doesn't mean I'm a five to you and you're a five to me, but we're all fives. And you've got people that look up to you that are your, ones to fives. And then you've got people you look up to that are your, fives to tens. And you got to think about who you're talking to and what's going to make them get on the phone with you. So if they have influence over you, butter them up, compliment them, tell them it would mean the world to you if they jumped on the phone with you, or you value their opinion and you want to talk to them about it. So the other thing that people forget a lot is that you control your tools. They don't know that videos exist. So if you pique interest and you tell them you found something amazing, you would be great at this, this was made for you, whatever it is that you're doing to set them up because you thought about what they needed to hear. It's about what they need to hear, not what you need to say. They may need to hear that this will free up their time. They may need to hear this will help them get $2,000 a month. They may need to hear this will help them retire their parents. They may need to hear this will help them give security to their future. What do they need to hear? So you got to set it up right. And then you control your tools. So they don't know there are videos until you say, I'm going to send you a video. I've never asked somebody, could you send me a video, please, on anything before. So if you want to get them information, ask them when they can talk on the phone. If they say, can you send me something? Say, I can, but what time can you get on the phone? You have to take pride in your phone call, in your scheduled phone call. That has to be where you put the emphasis. You control that. You have to say, I'm not letting you see any information until I know what time I can talk to you. If things really are difficult for you, I'm over exaggerating. But there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can say, I'm going to send you a video. What time can you get on the phone? 8 o'clock tomorrow or 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Okay, great. I'm going to call you at 8:45 on Wednesday and I'll send you the video right before to watch. Another thing you can do is say, what time can you get on the phone? I'm going to show you where to find the information. So they don't know it's a video that you can send. Say, I'm going to show you where to find the information. Get on the phone with them and say, go to this website right now. Send them wherever you want to send them. You can send them to your capture page. You can send them to Facebook, and then you can private message them the video to Facebook. You can do anything you want. You can send them a short 2-minute video and hold on while they watch it. If they like it, then you can say, okay, great. I knew you would. I'm sure you're going to have tons of questions. I'm going to send you the full presentation, and I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes with somebody who can answer your questions. Or I'm going to send you the full presentation, and I'll call you tomorrow, and we'll get your questions answered. You're welcome to show them a 2-minute video while you have them on the phone. People do it all the time. So another thing you can say to them is, when are you going to be in front of your computer? If they say, oh my God, that's great. What is it? Can you send me something? Say, when are you going to be in front of your computer? People will know when they're going to be in front of their computer more than they will know when they can get on the phone. So when are you going to be in front of your computer? They may say, I'm in front of it right now. Dial their phone. If you're texting with them and they say, I'm in front of it right now, dial their phone. So one of the things that I think is going to help you guys is to set stronger phone boundaries and work within them. The longer you stay on the text, the longer you make text an acceptable form of communication. If you text them short, I found something amazing, when can you talk? And they text you back, what is it? Dial their phone. If they don't answer, text them, call me when you can. Get them on the phone. It's okay to get somebody on the phone before you've given them a tool. You're allowed to filter what you're going to say. You don't have to throw up Nerium on them. You can ask tons of questions about them, be more interested than interesting. That means you ask them all these things about themselves. You don't start talking about Nerium yet. What are you up to? How's work? How are the kids? What are you doing for summer vacation? You know, where are you at with your New Year's resolutions? Da 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 da. Ask them tons of questions. Then you can say, based on what they just told you, hey, I have something I want to talk to you about. It's kind of visual. I think you would be great at it. Are you open to making a couple grand a month? You know, something to pique their interest. When is a good time to get your questions answered? I want to hang up and send you this video, but we have to be able to get back on the phone or there's no point. But because you're on the phone with them already, they're going to be more likely to get back on the phone with you. So you can have a mini date, a mini phone date with them before you go all the way. So get on the phone with them sooner. The only reason you guys are stuck texting people is because you allow it. And what we allow will continue. The sooner you get on the phone with somebody and say, have you heard of Nerium yet? I want to talk to you about this. You can say lots of cool, fun things to pique interest, just like you would in a text, without giving them the whole story. Say, it's too hard for me to articulate. I'm going to send you something to look at. Oh, by the way, what are you doing for summer vacation? Change the subject. You control the conversation. But now that you've been on the phone with them, it's going to be easier to get back on the phone with them, especially if you haven't talked to them in a long time. Okay, I'm going to look at my notes from Kate because I had so many great ideas I wanted to talk to you about. I don't want to get off on a tangent. So, okay. So prospect agrees, but they don't answer when you call. That's a tough one. Why didn't they answer? Did they not value the information enough? Did you not make it exciting enough? Did they not see a video that was really important enough to them? I'm not totally sure, but if you say to them, you know, we need to get on the phone, I want to get your questions answered, and they don't answer at the scheduled time, I would text them or leave them a message and say, hey, I don't want to stalk you. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. I mean, I have a line out the door, trust me. But I thought you'd be really good at this and it seemed like you could use the money. You know, play hard to get. A lot of this is in your posture. And so, okay, the next one is you pique interest, you send the videos. When you follow up to schedule a three-way call, you don't get a response. Well, that's because you didn't schedule the follow-up call in the beginning. So don't release your video without the follow-up call scheduled. The money's in the follow-up call. It's not in the sending of the video. People fire those videos out left and right like they aren't that important. I don't. I really string people along in the beginning for as long as I can. So I text with graphics instead. I do a lot of texting with the pictures that I really like. Just depends, you know, it might be something like that. It might be a before and after. I layer on people. I keep layering on people. I mean, there's like a million different things in my phone I'll send to people just to kind of pique their interest. As I am trying to get them on the phone, I'm trying to keep them excited still, basically. So hopefully some of this stuff's working for you. Another thing is if you're a talker, people aren't going to answer the phone. So if you're a long talker, you just kind of have to work on that. I hate talking on the phone. I don't talk for long on the phone. I mean, with my Nerium brand partners, I will. But other than that, I have a couple friends that if I don't have an hour and a half to talk to them, I don't answer the phone when they call. So there's different reasons why people don't want to get on the phone with you. So let's see. I'm just reading through my notes with Kate. Okay. Yeppers, you guys aren't phone people. I get that. So my answer to you is figure it out. Just because you're a yepper and you don't talk on the phone that much doesn't mean you can't get the job done. So you might need to get sort of tech savvy and schedule a Zoom. You can schedule a group Zoom. You can schedule a Zoom RRP, get an expert on there too, and just kind of knock it all out in one thing. You can do the Q&A and not a video, but you can do your upline we can all do presentations over Zoom, just a short verbal presentation, or even do a screen share with a deck. Okay, here's another thing. If you say something to somebody like, if I could show you how to make $2,000 a month in your spare time, would you be willing to chat on the phone? You can go ahead and attach getting on the phone to giving them the information. So if I could show you a way to be home with your kids, would you be willing to get on the phone and chat about it? I mean, tell them up front you need to get on the phone with them, or you're not giving them any more information. Nobody is giving you $500 that you didn't get on the phone with. I promise you that. So it's okay to tell people this is a big deal. This isn't something like we're going to text about. We're talking about $1 billion business. I promise you Jeff Olson didn't build it by texting people. So I wish I had like better answers for you guys, but you got to just figure it out. You know, you have to make it important enough to them and exciting enough to them to get them on the phone. My advice to you guys is stop texting so much. Don't answer questions over text. I see it constantly. The very first question they ask you, dial their phone number. Don't text them back. If they don't answer, leave them a message and send them a text and say, I left you a message. When can you talk? I'll answer your question. Don't tell them prices over text. Don't tell them anything over text. If you're really not piquing interest that strongly, but you're saying, I see this all the time. You're sending a text message with the video in it. I don't do that at all. You've got to like play the game a little bit first. So I see all the time, check this out. I don't know if it's for you or not. I never, ever, ever say those words. This may or may not be for you. I don't know if this is for you. No way. I don't ever put down that this might not be for them. I tell everybody, you'd be crazy not to do this. This is for you. This is for everybody. Who doesn't want money and who doesn't want to look better? So I don't say what I call weak phrases. I don't give people a reason to think may or may not be for me. Okay, well, today I'm not interested. Maybe tomorrow. No, I say drop what you're doing and call me. Drop what you're doing and check this out. But you might want to say, if I sent you a video, would you look at it? And then when can you get on the phone and talk about it? So you have to figure it out. You kind of have to play around with different things. And just remember, though, that like this wasn't important to the person when they woke up in the morning. Like Nerium didn't mean anything to them when they woke up that morning. So it's new for them. And people do have full, busy lives. So I'm a huge proponent of starting with their weakness, their problem, their their why. So I'm thinking of you because I know you're really busy. I'm thinking of you because I know you're having trouble making ends meet. If you go right to the source of their pain, they're so much more likely to pay attention to you than if you're talking about yourself. Again, I see these texts all the time. I started a business. I partnered with a company. I want you to watch this video. If I sent you a video, would you look at it? All of that phrasing's good, and they teach it and we hear it all the time, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It doesn't tell people, drop everything. This was made for you. You got to personalize it a little bit more, I guess. That would be a better word. Personalize it. Eric Worre, he's a great coach from GoPro, and I keep hearing everybody, yay, GoPro, GoPro. I loved that book when I read it too, in the beginning of my career, but I've grown since then and I understand a little bit more. We're also not men, most of us. If you're a guy, sorry, but most of us aren't. And the language from that book isn't really the way we talk. It's not the way I talk. So I think, for me, I like to go to people's heart and to more their source of pain and speak directly to them and what I think they're suffering from or how this could help them. And I encourage you to spend a little more time thinking about your person, thinking about what would motivate them to get on the phone with you. Now, if it's those people on our list that, are farther down and that we don't know that well and all that stuff, just move fast through a lot of people and talk about your company, your business partners. Don't make it about yourself. My company's looking for people like you. We think you'd be really successful. Are you interested in additional income? Just move fast through a lot of people because you're not going to be able to get as warm and fuzzy with them. So I don't know if this answered everybody's questions. I know I kind of talked all over the place. It's just one of those things you kind of have to figure out, and you just have to get you have to put a big value on Miriam and on getting on the phone with you so that they have fear of loss. That's a hot word these days, FOMO, fear of missing out. So create FOMO for them. And you're welcome to call me personally and we can spend some time talking specifically about your text messages and your prospects and what's going on for you, because we all bring different things into this. And so if we talk more individually, it might help isolate, like, what is your deal that's not working so well. And so your upline leaders are all really great. So try different people's advice and different people's opinions and just keep at it. And maybe you need to say to your prospect, what is it about what I said to you that made you not answer the phone? Am I doing something wrong? Ask them. How come you didn't answer when I called? We had a scheduled appointment. Find out. Did this not seem interesting to you? Or was I too pushy? Or, ask them for feedback. Couldn't hurt, right? So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. I know it was a lot of information kind of all over the place, but I just don't know exactly how to answer it other than you just got to try different things. And I just appreciate you being willing to explore the options and be coachable and continue to try, because as long as you don't quit and you keep trying, eventually you'll hit the home runs and it'll all kind of come together. One more thing, look at who you're talking to. Sometimes it's your list. Do these people have what makes for success here? Would they be good at this? Are they going to have the money to start? Are they going to have a good network? If you're going into places where it wouldn't be your first round draft pick, your top 10 list, don't be surprised if they're not getting on the phone. But it might not be what we want anyways. If they're really what you want, then tell them, you are exactly who I want to be business partners with. Make them feel so important that heck yeah, they're going to get on the phone with you. I mean, are you saying enough to them about them? If you call me with your individual texts and your problems and I see what you're writing, then is it about them or is it about you? It has to be about them. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.